Saturday the 1st of March 2025, the first day of meteorological spring. Although on the platform at Dumfries this morning it was cold enough to be the depths of winter. By the time I eventually arrive in Carlisle, the sun is well up, so is the temperature, and there's a definite touch of spring to the day.
She's at Upperby Junction now.
Sorry?
She's at Upperby Bridge Junction now.
Right. What time's it due on 3 then?
Well, she's at Upperby Bridge Junction now, so she'll be here within 5 minutes, I would think.
Very good. Good angle you've got here, isn't it?
Two specials are due today. First of all, the Settle & Carlisle Spring Express from Newport, which it left diesel-hauled at 5:20 this morning, with our old friend Tangmere taking over at Carnforth to haul it over Shap. The second is an unusual working, but more of that later.
reset that one for you. When we set, I'll reset that one when we service. Oh, okay. I'll put board on with you.
The stock was scheduled to be removed to Upperby just 7 minutes after arrival. This hasn't happened, and the delay is mounting. Today's second special is timetabled to arrive within minutes of this one departing this afternoon. Any delay to Tangmere could adversely affect the other one. Obviously, this is what we've been waiting for. Once the northbound express is clear, we can begin our shunt movement and head to Upperby for servicing, watering and reversing. Ah, we've got the road at last. This is becoming an unusual maneuver these days. Common practice lately has been for the diesel loco at the rear to haul the entire train off to Upperby for servicing.
You're going to come back down the middle line, do you think?
Yes.
Yeah, it's difficult to know where to be, isn't it? It's really decide.
And if people would only stick behind the yellow lines, then they wouldn't block anybody else's view on here.
No, I know.
They just won't do it. than welcome.
Avanti's Pride Pendolino is due, but ScotRail has been given the road, so it can't be too close just yet.
This train is full of 11 coaches. You can find the shop in Coach C for delicious hot and cold refreshments. First class coaches can be found at the front of the train in zones 1 to 4. Standard coaches are at the rear of the train in zones 5 to 10. Unreserved seating can be found in coaches C, U and G. Preston, Wigan North Western, Warrington Key, Crewe, Stafford, Wolverhampton.
And here it comes to add a splash of colour to an otherwise not very exciting day.
Milton Keynes Central, Watford Junction and London Euston. This train is formed of 11 coaches.
And we thought the electric blues were colourful when they first appeared in the early 1960s.
Service to Glasgow Central. Ordered Lockerbie, Motherwell and
It's time for me now to think of a change of venue and viewpoint. The day has changed by now. The bright sunlight is replaced by grey cloud, and the wind has got up. On a calmer day I would have followed the Pendolino, but just now it would be somewhat risky. There, emerging from St. Nicholas Bridge, is Tangmere and her support coach returning to the station. Having been late getting away from the Citadel in the first place, she's now going to be pushed for time to get coupled up, brakes tested, etc., and get away, as the Manchester special is running to time and will be held up, unable to access the single-track route leading into Carlisle. That's the Setland Carlisle lunch special from Manchester Victoria, using the S&C route to get to Carlisle, but returning by Shap, pausing at Carlisle only long enough to change direction and departing immediately. I land the drone to conserve the battery and wait for the driver's 5-minute warning whistle. The 1408 departs for Barrow-in-Furness via the Cumbrian coast. It looks as though the fireman has been busy with his shovel, getting ready for that long climb up to A's Gill. As Tangmere passes underneath London Road, the Manchester Special comes into view, waiting at the light beyond Petrelbridge Junction. The sharp-eyed might spot the two-car 158 unit forming the 1239 Newcastle to Carlisle, which has been held at the London Road signal. This train had been running late throughout its journey, so wasn't really held up by Tangmere. Only when the whole of Tangmere's train has rounded the curve at the junction will she be free from the 20-mile-per-hour speed restriction and free to open up and show her passengers just what she can do. Although, since the Settle and Carlisle line is subject to an overall 60-mile-per-hour limit, she'll never really get a chance to demonstrate her potential. We also get a fine view here of the miles of terraced houses built during Victorian times to house the huge numbers of workers moving into the city to work on the many railways which served Carlisle. It would have been just the same in Gateshead, Darlington, York, Doncaster, Crewe, Swindon, and all the other railway centres which emerged in the 19th century. That's the 1239 from Newcastle that you hear just approaching the citadel. This is a manoeuvre that I haven't seen at Carlisle previously. Well, certainly not with a passenger train. Into the platform and virtually immediately out again in the opposite direction. The couple of minutes pause is just long enough for me to land the drone, which has been directly overhead throughout the session, change the battery and get it airborne again. As the Settle and Carlisle lunch special heads off back to Manchester, Victoria, let's have a last look around the border city. Swinging round to the west, we catch a glimpse of the tightly curved Maryport and Carlisle line, leading to the Cumbrian coast and ultimately Barrow-in-Furness, and then the connection from the old Carlisle avoiding line via Bog Junction to the Maryport and Carlisle. The River Cardew, flowing in from its origin on the slopes of Skiddaw, Yet more miles of Victorian terraced housing. The area to the immediate west of the Citadel station, currently being demolished to clear space for its development, which will eventually make this the entrance and provide another through platform road. Looking north, we see the West Coast Main Line heading for Scotland, a mere shadow of the vast complex of railway lines which once occupied so much of the city. As I finally bring the drone home and call it a day, thank you for watching, and as ever, here's to the next time.